Tens of thousands of people just like you all over the world have already received money to fund projects that are important to them through a new global phenomenon called crowdfunding. In 2013, over $5 billion was donated. That's right, just given to people who had a dream and a worthwhile project. You may be skeptical if something like this is real, or if it can really work for you. Some may even wonder what the law has to say about it. You're about to get the answers to all that and more. And it's possible that you might think you don't have a project, or at least not one that complete strangers will give you money for. Well, think again, because the good news is that crowdfunding has been proven to work for all sorts of people with all kinds of needs. Yes, you too can get the money you need to fund whatever is important to you. Here are some news stories that'll help illustrate just how effective crowdfunding already is. Forbes has not only reported it as a global phenomenon, but also gives the 5 reasons that it's so successful. Industry insiders are already speculating if crowdfunding could be the way new movies will be made, since Veronica Mars raised over $5 million. In fact, there's even a film festival dedicated to projects that got started using crowdfunding. There are already dozens of specialty niche crowdfunding sites that have popped up for game developers, recent college grads, professors for research projects, mobile apps, even veterans' needs. Some deal with real estate and investments. Here's an article in the Huffington Post about crowdfunding your honeymoon. Here's a single mom who raised over $200,000 when her bakery was damaged by looters. And a church who got a new boiler. Even a family whose house was destroyed in Tampa when an SUV ran into it is getting help from a crowdfunding site. But as you're about to discover, while there are many positives, it's far from perfect, as there are some sizable drawbacks. Drawbacks that we have completely eliminated with our cutting-edge crowdfunding platform. We have 3 huge advantages over other crowdfunding sites. First, other platforms typically charge a fee of 3 to 5% of the money you raise. We charge no company fees whatsoever. 100% of the money raised goes to the projects. If you directly raise $100 or $1,000 or $100,000, your project gets to keep it all. Next, with some platforms, if you do not hit your funding goal, you do not get any of the money. So if your target is $50,000 and you raise $40,000, you don't get the money. Once again, with us, 100% of the money raised goes to the projects. Next, and this is a big one, in order for a crowdfunding program to work, you've got to have a good marketing campaign. If you're not an excellent marketer and promoter, and if you do not have a project that gets public exposure through the media, or one that excites people, or one that tugs at their heartstrings, you will almost certainly fail at raising the money you need. And sadly, that's why the vast majority of crowdfunding projects fail to meet their goals. Once again, here's where we are far superior to all the other platforms out there. Our system works by another modern phenomenon, viral marketing. People often use the term, but let's stop to think about what it actually means for something to go viral. One person gets the bug and spreads it to a few people who are close to them, and then that handful of people goes out and each one spreads it to their own handful of people, and that process goes on a few times, and pretty soon you've got an epidemic. Obviously, it doesn't just apply to how an illness spreads, it's the way a cultural phenomenon is created. Google replaced Yahoo as the largest search engine, and did it without any media advertising, only word of mouth. Facebook replaced MySpace through superior viral marketing. That's how you know about Twitter, Instagram, Skype, and so on. How do some YouTube videos manage to get millions or even tens of millions of views? People like that grumpy cat or Korean pop star or ice water challenge enough to share it with a few friends who shared it with a few friends who, well, you already know the rest. That is the same approach we use. Instead of having to reach many thousands of people with your message, as with other crowdfunding sites, here you only need to connect with a handful of people who each do the same. We're already on our way to becoming the next big online cultural phenomenon. Here's a new thought. All the other crowdfunding platforms out there come at raising funds from a purely selfish point of view. It's essentially, hey, I've got an important project and I want you to give me money for it. But everybody has their own priorities and needs and wants. The great personal development trainer Zig Ziglar made this famous statement: you can have everything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want. That is precisely how our system works. To enjoy the benefits of our community, a person does just 2 things. First, you make a small donation to the project of the person who introduced you to our platform. It could be as little as $50 or as much as $200. And that's it. You never pay company fees or anything of the sort. It's a one-time, voluntary, intentional donation. After that, our process becomes self-funding. There are no requirements to ever take any more money out of your pocket. When you introduce our platform to others who have projects that need funding, they make that same small one-time voluntary donation to your project. 100% of it goes to your project. Second, you help spread the good news. Seriously, think about this. Just how many people are out there who are desperately searching for a way to raise money for something important to them? From the countless churches and charitable community projects, to those who want money to start or grow a business, to local moms raising money for things like girls' sports teams. How many people are being crushed by medical bills, or are struggling to pay off student loans, or come up with tuition, or need money for important home repairs or other personal needs? How many artists or musicians need money for their pursuits? It seems like they all do. There is no doubt that the need for funding is everywhere, and we are the solution to that universal need. One more thing. Unlike other platforms where you only have one source of funding, direct donations, we have yet another stunning advantage. It's a multiplier effect. Here, the members of our community are able to help each other out. Unlike all the other crowdfunding platforms where it's basically every man for himself, with us, you can get help from your community of other project managers. There is simply nothing else out there that has this powerful leveraged component. And it has the ability to not only multiply the size of the donations, but also the speed at which you may be able to receive them. Your project can receive larger donations that come in faster. Are you beginning to see how our platform is the perfect solution you've been hoping and wishing for? Are you starting to understand how by making a small one-time donation and by employing the only proven marketing approach behind every online cultural phenomenon, person-to-person viral marketing, you can begin receiving all the funding your project needs to achieve your important goals? This is for real. I strongly encourage you to take the next step. Check this out completely and then join us. And now you too can begin receiving all the funding you need for your important project.